Okay, so we're going to make a gearbox here. So let's start by, in order to do this, we're going to use a tool to generate gears for us. So we're going to click Add Custom Features. There's a drop down here for, these are all feature scripts. And so you don't have all these, but I've got a bunch of these on here. You want to go to Add Custom Features, and then we're going to click Feature Script Samples, and then we're going to search spur gear. And grab that first one and click it. We see that pop up saying it was added to our toolbar, and now you should see it in our custom features menu, and now we can generate a gear. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little sketch that we use for our gearbox. So we're just going to select our front plane here. This is going to be how we position our gears. We're going to click right here, right there, and right there. Okay, we'll set some distances. Let's set this to be 40 for now. We're going to come back and change these once we've got our gears made. Okay, so alright, so now we're going to go ahead and make a gear. So we're going to click spur gear, and so we have some controls here. So we could set the depth of it, and we can select a vertex. We're going to put it on this vertex right there. Okay, that's going to be our first gear. Okay, and let's set it to have a depth. It's got a depth of 5. We'll just leave it at 5. Let's set it to be, so let's see what we want to do here. So let's say we want to go from big to small. So let's give ourselves 36 teeth here. Okay, and then we can set the module as well, and then this thing called the pitch circle diameter. And so the number of teeth, the module, and the pitch circle diameter are all related to each other. And so if I change this to say be 40, then it changes my module. So I'm going to leave my module at 1, and so that means that this gear will have a diameter of 36. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to make another gear, and we're going to put this one, we'll grab our sketch again. We'll put this one at the origin there. Okay? And let's set this one to be 8 teeth. Okay? And now, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to here. I'm going to edit this sketch. So I did, my module is 1. We have 36 teeth, and we have 8 teeth. And so half of 36 is 18, half of 8 is 4. And so we're going to set this to be 22 right here. Let's see if that works, or if I got too close. Yep, looks like we're good there. So you can see now they're kind of like meshing with each other. Let's try rotating one. If I can do an offset. Let's set an angle right here. So maybe 15, 18, 20, oops, say 20, 22. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go 22.5. Okay, there we go. So they're meshing with each other. There's a little bit of overlap right here, so we might need to add a little bit of cushion right in here. So let's make it to be 22.1, just to give ourselves a little gap there. And that's good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a gearbox. Let's actually do this. We're going to make these two to be equal. So I'm going to say equal this one and that one using the letter E. Okay, and so what I want to do now is I'm going to make another gear like this, and we're going to duplicate that. So I'm going to go to transform. I'm going to click copy part. I need to transform by make connector. I'm going to put it right here on this other side. And I'm going to say from here to and grab it. There. Okay, I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to choose So I got that. And now I'm going to choose, so let's real quick go back. And let's add a center bore of maybe like 4. We'll do the same thing for this one. Add a center bore of 4. That's too big. Let's go 3. There we go. So I'll come back and make this one to be 3 as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to join these two together. So I'm going to choose Boolean. Actually, before that, let me make one more gear. So I'm going to do one more transform. Transform. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to do my make connector. I'm going to click from right there to right. It's not letting me get on the right plane. If that works. Not quite. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, I need to get it on. Let me hide this plane. Let's see, the front plane. Let me hide the right plane and the top plane. There we go. Okay, let me try this. Let me put a circle here that I can use as a reference. Maybe let me do that now. So, oh, not that one. So I'm going to make a new transform. Make connector from here to, there you go. There. And we'll copy the part. And we're going to flip it so it meshes with that guy. Okay. So now we got our gears. And so we want to do some modification here. And so our we're going to now do what's called a Boolean. And we're going to merge these two together. Okay. And we're not going to click keep tools. Okay. And so now those gears are turning. So if this gear turns, it's going to turn this gear, which turns the bigger part, which turns that smaller part. And so what happens is, if we are turning this gear, it's going to, because this gear has more teeth than this small one, we basically get a multiplication effect where it moves faster. And then it's going to make this one move even faster. So the ratio of these gears is 36 to 8. That's kind of a funky ratio. Maybe we should change this to be, let's make this be 32. We're going to go 32 there. Sorry, I need to update my sketch. So 32 over 2 is 16, so let's make this 20.1. Okay. So now 32 over 8 is a ratio of 4. So that means it's going to speed up by 4, and it's speed up by 4 again. So this is going to speed something up by 16 times. So this is going to rotate 16 times faster than this one. Or if we turn this one will rotate 16 times slower and provide 16 times as much torque as we have on this side. And so that's our kind of trade-off on our gearbox here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come into our sketch. And so on our wheels, let's actually go on our film plane. This gear we want to spin freely, but this one and this one, these are what are called drive gears, and so they need to be fixed to their axle. So we're going to draw center point circles. Yeah, let's get our use tool, construction line. We'll grab that one and that one. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this to have kind of like a profile that will be so I'm just going to draw that circle to be that big. Same thing here. So I'm using coincident to attach that circle. So don't want it to be construction. Q. and then click here. I'm going to press I to make it coincident. Okay, so I got 2 circles there. Let me hide all my stuff. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line here. And what this line is going to do, it's going to provide like a flat edge that's going to lock that gear onto it. Okay, let's set the distance here to be maybe 0.6 or yeah, maybe we'll go 0.75. And then I'll make them equal from here to here. And then we're going to extrude. And I'm going to extrude just this part right here. And I'm going to choose add. I'm going to choose up to face. And I'll go up to this face. Okay, and now I've got that kind of deep profile there. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So I'll make my sketch as a little again. I'm going to extrude this one now. Send it that way to add. And go up to face. And we'll choose that face there. Okay? And so now the next step is we've got our gears drawn. We're going to make our the kind of like the gearbox for this, and then we're also going to make the what am I thinking of? Oh, the axles for these guys. So let me make a new sketch. Actually, make an offset plane. So we're going to make an offset from our front plane here. And we'll offset it by, these have a depth of 5, so we'll say maybe like 5.2. And we're going to mirror this to the other side, so that's why we're doing it all centered like this. Okay, and so we're going to sketch on this plane our gearbox, and so I might even take this, yeah, we'll just do it like this. So I'm going to grab the U's and the construction line, I'm going to grab this one, and that one, and that one. And so we're going to make circles, turn off the construction line. You can press Q as well. These are the circles that my axles are going to go through. So I make all these equal. Okay. I'm going to have a diameter, say, of, let's see, that was 3. Let's go 3.4. So we have room to spin. Okay. And now let's make my gearbox profile. Let's do a center point rectangle. I'm just going to go like that. And we'll say, let's make it be 20 by 80. Okay. Now we're going to extrude this by 5 as well. Okay. And now we're going to do the same. We're going to mirror it across the mirror plane, across the plane, the front plane. So we're going to mirror this object across that plane. Okay, so I just got a basic gearbox here. So now we're going to draw these axles. So make a new sketch on this plane. And I'm going to hide, or on this shape, I'm going to hide these shapes for a second. I'm going to hide these sketches as well. Okay. And I'm going to use these profiles and make sure they're construction lines. Okay, so for this part, as we draw these, we want this to be fit pretty tight, but we don't want it to be exactly the same because it has to be able to fit in there, right? And so we're going to make it a little bit smaller. So we'll do, let's turn off construction and press Q. And let's set a gap here of maybe 0.15 millimeters. Okay? This one we want to spin freely. So here we're going to go maybe closer to like, maybe we'll say, yeah, 0.25 is good. So we got a bigger gap there, right? And then here we'll do the 0.15. Okay, perfect. And make this one to be 0.3. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay, so this gear spins freely. These are fixed as axles. So now let's extrude these. Okay, and we're going to go blind, maybe like 5 this direction. I'm going to add second in position, and we'll go up to face. We'll choose this face. Okay, and we'll do an offset distance of 5. And let's change that so it sticks out a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got our gearbox made. Let's turn it into an assembly. Okay, so we're going to insert all of our parts here. So all our parts, I'm going to take them all and move them out of the way. Okay, and so I'm going to start by doing a fasten mate with this back edge. So we'll select this back edge, and grab that part right there, and then I'm going to grab, let's just put it right there. Okay, perfect. So this object is fastened right here, and that's where everything's going to attach to. Okay, and now we're going to do some additional mates. So let's go a fasten mate between this gear. So let's select that face. We're going to select this edge right there and this face right here. We're going to select, let me move this guy. Okay, let's try again. So let's go fasten mate. Let's grab this face right there. And on here, we're going to grab right there. Okay, so we're going to need to do an offset here to get it centered. So let's go offset in this Y direction. Nope, the other way. Make it -1. -0.75. -0.7. Okay, that's pretty good. We might also need to change the offset horizontally as well, but that's good for now. We want to do the same thing here. We want to attach this to there. So we're doing another fasten mate. Fill that object. Let's grab the, maybe we'll try to grab the middle of this. There you go. That was probably a better way to do it. Okay, so we got that right there. You need to set an offset of about, in that Z direction, let's set it to be 5 there. -5. Okay, so that one's done now. And now we need to do a revolute mate on here between, let's move them first. Let's move this over to here. So revolute mate between the center of that and the center of that. And we'll set an offset as well of 5. Okay, and now this is going to spin on there. We can't see it because it's not fixed in place yet, but now we're going to attach them to here. And so we're going to do 3 more revolute mates. Start with this right here. We're going to choose the center of this circle and the center of that circle. And we're going to set an offset of 5. Perfect. And now this should be able to spin right there. There you go. Now we're going to take this one. We're going to do another revolute mate. We're going to choose that end. We're going to choose that right there. We'll add our offset of about 5. Okay. There we got that. And so this one spins as well. And finally, we got one more revolute mate that we want to do. Click this one, that face, and that one. We'll set our offset 5. Okay, and we're all good. And so now before we put this face on, we're going to do our gear relations. Okay, so we're going to do a gear relation from this second revolute mate, no, this third revolute mate, or the second revolute mate to the third one. Okay, and that gear ratio is going to be, this was 32, so 32 over 8 is 4. Okay, let's see if that works. Nope, you know it has to be. Let me change it. We have to make it to be between this one and the one attached to that axis, so the first one. There we go. Still not working. Oh, you know what? We need this one to be fixed. Okay, so we're going to delete this revolute mate. And we're going to change that to be a fasten mate. That offset of 5. Okay, so this one now is fastened. And now, do we get our gear relation? Yes. So we move that up above here. And let's see, did that work? Looks like it's going the wrong way, so we need to reverse the direction. Alright, let's try animating and see how it does. So let's animate this one. That looks pretty good, right? So let's make it 3,000 steps so it goes a little slower. Yep, so now we got those gears turning each other. And you can see this gear is turning now actually 4 times faster than that one. Okay, so we have to do one more gear mate here. So gear relation between this revolute mate 4 and this revolute mate 1. And again, we're going to set it to be 4. Try reversing the direction there. Now let's do animates. Nope. Okay, so we need to change this one. We need to reverse that. So instead of making that 4, we're going to make it 1 over 4, or 0.25. Now let's try it. Let's go. We probably need to reverse it too, but okay, we're good. So now if I animate this one, we'll go 3,000 steps so it can slow down. So this is now rotating 16 times faster than that one, and this one is rotating 16 times slower. Last thing we'll do here is we will add a fasten mate from that corner to that corner, and then we're going to set an offset of, I think it is 10.2. Okay, and there we go. There's our gearbox. We can animate our gearbox. I should have labeled these probably, but I didn't. And there we go. So this guy's going 16 times faster. If instead we animate this one, you can see that it makes this one go really slow, but we have lots of torque over here instead. Okay, and there we go. We've created a gearbox.